Alright, sorry, this is a temporary thing I had to use. So, let's see if I can fix this without it completely going down. Okay, hello, I am the Geek Protagonist. Sorry for the weird camera angle right now. I couldn't find either one of my stands or my new stand, so I had to use the one that you're supposed to like hook up to things. It's kind of a crappy one that I don't really like using. I use it for very specific stuff, and it's usually when I'm watching something because it's easy to hang, but it's not good for video all the time. But my tablet is charging, so this is what I got for now. But this is the Complete Cheese Sweet Home Part 1. If you're wondering, I showed it in another video. This is Ace, my Hulk thing. Uh, Decided to add to the repertoire. I was like, I got a bunch of these, wear them. So my friend's son wanted me to review this book because he loved it and he read it like 3 times in a row. Now, this contains apparently volume 1, 2, and 3 plus a bonus cat comic. So this is basically a compendium. There is a volume 2 from what I understand about this that has 4, 5, and 6. Now, I actually had a lot of fun with this. This is a great comic for a kid. It was a very easy read. It's an interesting story about a kitten. It has a lot of chapters. Let's see if I can get to the next page. And it talks about this kitten Chi and how this kitten got lost. And the cool part is it talks about basically what a cat goes through, the thoughts and the ideas of what a cat is and what it does, and it's very, very interesting. Like, the cat gets frustrated because it's like, it's like, where did mama go? It's dealing with like different animals and the world, and it's like scared, and it's just a little kitten, and it's kind of doing kitten stuff, and yeah, and it ends up going with this kid Yowie, and it's just interesting. The kitten's all worn out, and they kind of go through, and at first the cat is constantly, and I have a cat, as y'all know, you probably heard her in a few videos. I've had her from a kitten. She was really cool, but she had a sister. Her sister sadly passed away a few years ago, but her sister was like that at first, because we picked her because of what happened, and then when we wanted the second cat, I was like, I have to pick the second cat because that cat was a little nuts. I loved her to death. Her name was Misty. It was my ex's cat, but she left her here, and I took care of her until she passed. And she crawled up her body when she was a kitten, about this big, curled up on her chest and went to sleep. And instantly, my ex was in love. Now, the way I picked Dawn, my cat, the one I have today, was I watched when we went back and all the other cat siblings. She looked at them like they were crazy. She was chilling. She was thinking. I said, "That's my cat." Me and Dawn, connected. It was awesome. And Dawn's my right hand right there. But I remember Misty being very like confused, like, "Oh, what's this? Where's Mama?" And they kind of go through what a kitten goes through with the ilks and the things, and how a kitten starts to relate as their memories change on who's in the home. They have these different chapters. So, for example, it says a cat forgets. Like, there's one where Slumps were one to go, and this talks about like when the cat started to think more of the family and started to kind of shift her gears into who is that family. And every time she wanted to do, she was like, "Am I forgetting something?" And the cat started to be like, "I know them." And it just goes through so many things, like the training, the cat disappointed, how the cat got their name and what she actually means in this book, which was very funny. When the cat first dealt with litter, it didn't know exactly what to do, and like how it wasn't using the litter box properly at first, and which my kittens actually never did that. Actually, admittedly, they saw the litter, they were on the litter quickly. But when you first get an animal in the house and stuff, it's very wild. And the funny thing is that having the cats are just awesome. Like, Dawn is great, and it talks about like the kid, and you see how they becomes part of the family. The family's not supposed to have a cat, so it ends up setting up a lot of hijinks and situations with the cat. But the cat kind of remembers things, and it takes a long while. And once it finally remembers, it's like, gotta go home, gotta go home. But eventually, after the cat dreams, it connects with the dad, and when the cat wants to go outside, it starts to freak out because it starts to remember the horrors that it dealt with in its short life, and um, dealing with like the cat started to get used to toys and kind of like learn like what's this thing and what's that thing, and very exploring, and where it but it's showing you from both sides of point of view. Like it's showing you from the cat side and it's showing you from the human side, which was really a nice touch. And you really feel like this person who is Konami Kanata is the writer. You feel like they really knew that, like they were in the head of this cat. And when this cat says, like, deals with stuff, the cat actually talks. It's like boingy ball, wall, like like what they do. I want tweezburger, like those things. The cat does that, but it actually works because the cat is very young. But you do see the cat does deal, or the kitten deals with like other things, and it comes up sitting. But then it's like the kitten's like pray, and it's like gimme, and about how the family grows, but yet they have to keep being careful because the kitten wants to do stuff. And for the first few chapters, you get it a lot. Like the kitten actually gets lost again for a little bit, and because it's still a kitten trying to figure it out, how they have to find Chi, situations of what Chi is, and they gotta definitely be careful because eventually you see Chi starts to look at Mommy like it's Mommy, and Yaoi like he starts to look at Yaoi like a brother. And it's really cool how you see them grow. Cat fights where they like fight over toys, and the cat's like, "This cheese prey," and you see like how a kitten would be, and it's just like a kitten where it's like, okay, kitten's a little crazy, a little aggressive. When the cat went to the vet, that actually had me rolling. My friend's son, he's like, this is one of like the funniest, funnest books ever, and I thought it was hilarious because she did not react very well to the vet, and dog stuff were there, and they put him in some very like cartoon situations, and like with the thermometer stuff, and it's like, no, like see, I don't know, that one just got to me because she after that was like, I am not cool with you, Dad. So very, very interesting. But it's like different things like Chi wanting to deal with the window and how they had to figure out the window problem because they're not supposed to have pets, and Chi's trying to jump, but Chi's not there yet because she's really young, but she's getting older and getting better. Chi's dealing with stuff, having fun. It's just really put together situation with the kitten and how they played that up. Chi, like, when Chi wanted to start scratching things, and started, like, because they needed a scratching post, but they didn't know. And Chi's like, I'm gonna rip these jeans up, because she wants to just scratch at things. But Chi became cool with the dad again because of that, and nap times, and, Chi knocked something over, but it was actually because she was trying to do something else. Chi getting the food. Chi seeing stuff. Chi thinking the family abandoned it because they say like animals sometimes don't know the concept of how long you're going to be gone, so they kind of lose it sometimes. It's funny because like Chi sees stuff. Chi tried to drink the coffee. Misty used to always try to get into my drinks. Dawn kind of did it, but Dawn started to realize I don't like a lot. Like I want a certain type of drink, so I'll go with that. And it's funny because like she would try to eat things and go, is this tasty? Is that tasty? Bath times, and you just go through the life of a kitten. But they're very funny hijinks. It's like the person had a kitten and grew up and had a brothers and then together. Where they started to see Chi was cute, so they started to play. But as you know, sometimes a cat Dawn doesn't really get like that, but Misty used to get like that sometimes. If you kept messing with her too much, she would get really annoyed. And then for some people, she would get really mad. You only could literally, like, if she did let you pet her, it was like for 15 seconds. No joke. Like, you literally had to count to 15, and then you had to back off or she was going to hiss at you. But you get all these just fun, different things, and it's very interesting because you see how the cat is trying to understand what's going on while they're talking about different stuff, and you see the family dynamic, and it was a really good balance between the two. There is another cat that pops up in here, and I think he's a boy. They call him the bear cat. That story was very interesting between Chi and the bear cat. And explains like what's going on, and sometimes Chi tries to talk to mommy and daddy, but of course they only hear meows. And what the bear cat does, and the bear cat does actually speak, but it speaks more like for example, it says here, your fur was a mess. Like it doesn't do the baby talk or the kitty cat. Mwah. So they've really acknowledged that Chi is a baby compared to the big cat who looks at Chi and goes, "I like you." And Chi thinks it's family is part of what it is, and the big cat is trying to teach Chi who Chi is. And it's very funny, like when Chi had some milk, Chi kind of like went nuts for milk. My cat does that with cheese. She doesn't really care for milk. Like she's had it a little bit, she's fine with it, it's tasty. You know, if a little bit spills. I usually I don't always drink regular milk. But once in a blue moon, if I'm cooking something or mashed potatoes, somebody actually get regular milk. But normally I drink almond milk or lactose free. Mostly 99% of the time it's almond milk. So, but she does like a little bit of cheese. She goes nuts. She's like, "Nah, you gotta give me some of that cheese, brah." So kittens and cats do have that. But remember, you're not actually supposed to give cats a lot of milk or cheese products. They're actually lactose intolerant. They're not really made for them to digest. And trust me, Dawn has left some bombs of pure stench from doing that. So yeah, I really liked the artwork. I thought the artwork was fun. It was like I want cow milk. But she, was having fun. Like when the dad was sick, she didn't know what to do because like if I get sick, I got to be careful because Misty used to try to like mess with me. But it was funny. Like my stomach would hurt something. Misty would know, but she would like need to try to do better. She would start trying to like lick the area, but I'm like, I don't want to be touched. When you're sick, whatever. Dawn sometimes gets bad. A lot of times, Dawn, if she knows you're not feeling great, she'll kind of just lay with you. But every now and again, Dawn will get like, "Nah, you're gonna play with me, bro." So that but she and the family and she has a lot of situations with each family member too. So you can see the closeness of it, like when she's playing with the brother, Yowie. And I thought that was really cool. So you get to see Chi, and here's the one with Dad. You get to see Chi in a lot of situations. I personally think this was a really good book. I'm just grabbing some randoms here. Like when Chi knew you were going back to the vet, she like got very aggressive because she recognized the box. And this had a lot of little twists and turns and had some little adventures, and it was cool to see the big cat try to teach Chi how to do stuff. See? And I just thought it was a really cool read, an unexpected read. I wasn't really planning on doing it, but, he was like, "Yo, my son really liked this. You got to check this out." Talks about cat gifts. The cat is kind of terrorizing the place because they would let the cats out. I do not let my cat out. I don't want the fleas, the bugs, or nothing, and I don't want her dealing with nothing. She's safe and sound right in here. I know she's here. I don't want no car accidents, no nothing. So my cat stays in with me. And that's just her life. But yeah, they're like they tell T to shush because she's always doing it. They got the landlady. There is a little mix up in this book where they call the landlady Mister, and that was pretty funny. But they're not supposed to have Chi, and it's like crazy antics when they're trying to hide Chi. They're like, "Well, what are we gonna do? We have to send Chi away," and because they have to be careful, and Chi dealing with another kid, not knowing what's going on. But the other family does have a lot of pets, and it was very interesting. And Chi seeing stuff for the first time, not knowing what it is. It just was a really good read. I think if you have a kid and you want to read a very innocent yet fun manga, which this one's like A Cat Learns, I think this you wouldn't go too wrong with this. If your kid wants a simple, fun, funny story with a little bit of adventure, but very innocent in itself of Cheese Sweet Home and what they do, I don't think you can go with this. My rating is I would buy for a kid. Like if you have a kid, like it was fun enough to read. I would read more of it, but if someone gave this to me, I would read it more than I would go out and buy it myself. But like I would read this to my niece or a nephew, a young one. And like I said, I will admit, as I was reading, I was catching myself. Like I would have to stop myself because I told you I have a certain system to read. I do certain things, and it's just my read times, and I give myself a certain amount of time. But I was starting to notice, I was starting to kind of, as I kept going, I was like, no, I want to know what happens next. I want to know what happens next. I have to admit, I was like, I want to know what happens next. Okay, she does this. I want to know what happens next. And it was like the chapter, so I started doing about 3 or 4 chapters. They're not very long chapters. Usually chapters about 4 or 5. This scene here is a very powerful, like I actually felt a little something for it. When you get to it, you'll see what it's about. It's a very strong, wonderful scene, and they had scenes like this throughout. Very heartfelt, very loving and caring. I thought it was a really good story overall. Like I enjoyed it. I would definitely, like I said, if you got kids, this is definitely, I would say this is a should buy. No doubt. I think it's a really good kid story, and I think a lot of kids will like it. My friend's son likes it, and he actually will laugh out loud about some of the stuff, and there is some funny little moments in here. So, The Complete Cheese Sweet Home Part 1. That's what I think. That's my rating. This is the Geek Protagonist. You stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real. Like I said, I just kind of gave you a quick run through. But basically, it's a cat's life as a kitten living with a new family and what they go through, but yet the place they live at, they're not supposed to have pets, and all the hijinks and stuff it has, and what happens when the kitten meets an older cat and meets other animals, and and experiences like a cricket or sees a bird or a butterfly, and what happens with that, and what she decides the one to do. And it was a really nice put together, fun, simple, accessible, yet sweet story. That's how I can put it. So, you got kids, or you got a kid that wants to read it, or you just want a simplistic, cutesy story yourself, I don't think you can go wrong with Cheese Sweet Home. Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real, and I'll see you.